Welcome back to your latest industry recap. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you do so happen to be new. Today there's focus on the Airbus A220, developments over at WestJet, and lastly some fantastic news surrounding the Airbus A380, and what better place than to begin with the world's largest passenger plane, as Etihad Airways has announced it'll begin flying its Airbus A380 to Mumbai to celebrate 20 years of flying to India. The world's largest passenger plane will be deployed over a 4-month period, so no, it is not permanent, but it will commence on September 1 through to December 31st. This is in response to the growing demand for a popular route originating in the airline's home of Abu Dhabi and concluding in Mumbai. Etihad Airways actually began serving India with non-stop flights to Mumbai, which commenced on September 26, 2004, and since then, the relationship between Etihad and the country has deepened. Now, the company offers connectivity between its home in Abu Dhabi to 11 cities across India. Furthermore, this number is expected to grow as the company sees demand continue to rise and an appetite to reach further cities with its aircraft. This will be attainable as more planes are delivered and part of its Journey 2030 growth ambitions. India's importance as a key market has, you could argue, never been stronger. Etihad Airways committed to increasing accessibility by launching a Hindi website, so this makes them the first international airline to open up endless possibilities across a network for a new demographic by essentially opening its doors for all and launching an initiative such as these. To celebrate the 20-year partnership, Etihad Airways is expected to unveil even more partnerships in the region. The celebration is considered a big one, and the deployment of the A380 to Mumbai for just 4 months is what Etihad describes as just the first announcement. While Etihad will only be sending its A380 to Mumbai for just 4 months, it reaffirms that the aircraft is hugely important for them. Interestingly, this all follows a period in which Etihad Airways didn't believe the aircraft had a future in its operations when the pandemic decimated travel demand. However, now in the mid-2020s, it would certainly appear that Etihad and its customers can't get enough of the plane, and its highly regarded capabilities are perfect for markets with truckloads of demand. On to the next story, and quite literally moving to the other side of the world with WestJet, and well, they're continuing to work around the clock to return safely some 16 aircraft to service that were impacted by a hailstorm that occurred in Calgary in the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, the hailstorm that landed across Alberta, specifically in Calgary on August 5th, has had considerable ramifications for the aircraft that were parked there. Thanks to damage sustained, WestJet said it has been forced to pull more than 10% of its fleet from service to conduct thorough inspections and any necessary repairs that may follow. Thus, the storm system will impact its performance across August, and while this will be seen through its day-to-day operations, you can definitely expect there to be a financial impact too. WestJet says it's being forced now to continue cancellations as it works to return all 16 impacted aircraft into service ASAP. However, before these planes can re-enter service, comprehensive assessments are underway to determine the damage that they sustained and what needs to be done to ensure that the planes can return in their highest working order. Because of the incident's, delicate nature and the complexities of the repairs, WestJet has stated several times that they're not in a rush, but they believe the repairs will take many weeks. They know their customers are frustrated, and so are they as an airline. Ultimately, this capacity loss that we're witnessing comes at one of the more important times of the year, that being the peak summer travel season when most are on holidays. As this summer travel season winds down, people are scrambling to return home, complete last-minute holidays, or even embark on journeys for their education. Therefore, with WestJet's fleet partially grounded, they're unable to operate their route network as initially intended. Equally, however, WestJet has reaffirmed its commitment to offering the highest levels of safety. And what does this mean? Well, it has to take every appropriate measure to ensure that once the planes do return, they are in the perfect condition, with every stone not left unturned. As cancellations continue, WestJet states that it is going to try and find ways to minimize disruption. There is obviously only so much it can do. It says it is seeking to aid affected passengers with the reaccommodation and also placing them on other flights. On average, the impact of the grounded aircraft is resulting in 50 or so flights being cancelled on a daily basis, but as more planes do eventually return back to service once their inspections are concluded, you can expect this number to be reduced. Onto the Airbus A220, and a customer that I believe has a fantastic relationship with the plane of airBaltic is enhancing their commitment once more for not the first time. Latvia's national airline says it will exercise options for 10 A220-300s, these originating from a previous order. That order came at the 2023 Dubai Air Show when the airline placed a firm commitment for, you may recall, 30 jets and purchase rights for additional 20. You can now think half of these are being activated into firm. From the beginning of airBaltic's A220 operation, they've been committed to growing this part of the fleet. They believe it's going to considerably improve efficiency long into the future, and the performance with this aircraft thus far, for them at least, has certainly shown that. They announced an ambition of reaching 100 A220s by 2030, and additional purchase options being turned into firm orders, such as what I'm discussing with you today, will be necessary to achieve these targets. There is currently a firm order for just about 90 A220s, and it means they'll be the largest customer in Europe for the A220. They already have 48 units in service. airBaltic says that the aircraft has been instrumental in reshaping their performance over recent years and proven its capabilities and value during this period. The A220 has really been the airline's backbone and allowed them to boost their international flying with greater range capabilities over previous gen aircraft. In fact, this morning I was having a conversation with my dad and we took a look at a case study of Qantas, who are replacing the 717s with the A220. And that next-gen performance means the A220 can fly anywhere around Australia, offering them a lot of opportunity for it not just to be a regional aircraft, but something even more. 40 additional, now we know, A220s will be delivered from Airbus commencing in 2026. This is exactly 1 decade after they became the launch operator for the program. Since 2020, though, the A220 has been the company's heart and soul, with all flights operated by this jet, carrying some 16.3 million passengers and completing 183,000 flights. Looking ahead, well, airBaltic will not just be an integral part of the A220's story, but the A220 will also be an integral part of airBaltic's story. That'll conclude today's aviation news recap. Any thoughts? Well, you know the best place to leave them is down below in the comments. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. It is certainly appreciated. Take care, and I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow.
And we'll fly.